Hi there. I'm just doing a very quick video as a companion piece to this article I've written. So somebody asked me an interesting question, which is whether Birmingham is a good place to invest. And for those of you who follow me, you'll know I'm a big fan of Manchester. And so it's always good to test assumptions and look at some of the data and see what we can find. So very simply or very quickly, I've got long-term capital growth here for Birmingham. And broadly, the story is relatively negative. So this whole greater Birmingham area, except for a few little pockets, has gone down in real capital, in real inflation adjusted growth since 2007 versus the beginning of 2021 or 2021. Now, for context, here's Blackpool, which is one of the most deprived areas in the country. And you can see here that since 2007, we've seen capital decline of 49%. So I'm only showing you that just as a frame of reference. Here's Liverpool, long-term capital decline as well. And generally, what you can say is that the long-term capital growth or decline is representative of the long-term economic story of an area. So in other words, if it's bad, then the area has got poorer over time, and conversely, that's the case too. And you can see with Manchester, there's lots more kind of brown, as it were. So what that means is these are areas which have actually gone up in value above 2007 in inflation adjusted terms. So Manchester wins on long-term growth. Then we have 5-year capital growth. And again, this is Birmingham, and there's been healthy growth in Birmingham over the last 5 years. This is also inflation adjusted, not so much so in city centre, but this is a common story. But Manchester has grown much more robustly than Birmingham. So it's on average, say, up, I would say 10% more than Birmingham. Then if we look at the 1-year capital growth story, here's Birmingham, and we actually see capital decline in certain areas like city centres, which doesn't surprise me because people have wanted to move out. There's been cladding issues with property and so on, with high-rise properties and such, and that's affected the market. But overall, you can see in Birmingham, lots of areas which have actually seen decline. Now, in Manchester, broadly, you could say it's a healthier story. Capital decline in city centre, but that's pretty commonplace at the moment. And then if we look at demographics, one of the issues one of the things I always like to flag up is whether people have good English comprehension. And one of the issues with Birmingham is that large proportions of the population have poor English comprehension, which is difficult. And in Manchester, you still have some issues, but it's less widespread. So broadly, you can say that if English is your first language and you're able to, and you're educated and all that stuff, then you will be more economically productive. Therefore, you'll be able to bid up the price for property because you'll have more wealth to do so, therefore capital growth. Then we have the rental, the sales turnover, and you can see here across Birmingham, it's healthy. So 37% of stock sold each month in lots of areas. City centre, it's dead. Same story for Manchester, but broadly you could say that the overall Manchester numbers are slightly higher. So in other words, there's slightly more turnover, stock turnover in Greater Manchester versus Birmingham. For Birmingham, the rental turnover, now these zeros just mean we don't have the data, but rental turnover is healthy enough. So on average, you would be able to rent a property in under 2 months or say 6 weeks, that kind of thing. But in Manchester, we have lots of areas where rental turnover is rapid. In other words, you should be able to rent a property in under a month if you're a landlord. Some areas less so, but broadly, you can say that there is a healthier market, and also there's more data, which means that there's more rental activity. So overall, when I kind of give it my final vote, I would say 8 out of 10 for Manchester, 6 out of 10 for Birmingham. All right. Thank you very much.